Oh no.
Welcome in, everyone, to Barely Educated, the podcast by Bears fans, for Bears fans. We are here to talk post-game Ravens-Bears, pre-game Bengals-Bears, and undoubtedly complain about stupidity in the media regarding the quarterback, because that's pretty much what this pod is. I'm Mark, as always, joined by Chris. Chris, how are you?
I'm all right. Fridays are always good. Is it my fault that we've been complaining about the media more? Is that on me? I feel like
No, we have a love-hate relationship with the media. Mostly hate. No, it's because the score and the podcasts do so many stupid things, and then every now and then we get a game like Troy Aikman losing his mind for the whole game, and we have feel like we have to talk about it
yeah.
because I think for me there is a real burr in the saddle at the media making people actively dumber,
Yes, that is true.
specifically relating to the quarterback position. So we'll get into some of that. Probably not all of it. There's almost too much of it this week. It's been an absolutely dreadful week for the Chicago media.
I've been blissfully ignorant. I haven't listened to the score in months, but just clips here and there.
Yeah, I don't really
It's so
listen to it
sad
either.
what's
Every now and
happening.
then I'll listen to a clip that cousin Nate
Wasn't it doing the
sends
Lord's
me.
work for us? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, poor guy.
Send him in there. He's like the spy, reporting back to the generals about what's going on, and then we send him back. And oh, poor cousin Nate. But thank you, cousin Nate.
He really he really deserves some sort of compensation for putting up with the midday show and then some of the stuff Lawrence does. But let's do football first. We
Okay.
got to try to stay on track here.
All right. Yes.
I'm
On target.
on track, making this stupid motion for no one that can see me.
I see.
Bears lose to the Ravens. The Lamar Jackson-less Ravens as Tyler Huntley runs his record against the Bears up to 2-0. And everybody loses their mind over the quarterback comparisons. I say, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm back to the media.
But you're right.
What did you think watching the game, and did you do any of the clips or ball knowers reviews of the game about the quarterback? Because that's really what this comes down to, according to basically everyone. So let's try to talk about it.
Yeah.
30-16 final score. Caleb goes 25 for 38, or of 38 for 285, averaging 7.5, and took one sack, no touchdowns, one really bad interception.
Yeah.
Bears running game couldn't really get it going like they had been, although you add Caleb to it and you get 96 yards at 4.2 a clip, which doesn't seem bad, but it's not as good as it had been. It's okay. And then the defense couldn't get off the field. Snoop Huntley went 17 of 22 for 186, one touchdown, two sacks. But they had 177 yards rushing. And then we're told, it's just going to bleed over. I've accepted it. That we're told that Huntley outplayed Caleb. And that's why the Bears lost. That's what everybody's saying Monday morning, Sunday night.
Yeah, that seems pretty silly to me. How many yards did the Ravens run for again? 177?
Yep, 71 for Henry, 53 for Huntley, 43 for someone called Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
177 total.
he's
Five a
the guy
carry, two
who,
touchdowns.
he's the guy who gives Derrick Henry a rest here and there. Yeah. How many
Yep.
yards for Huntley, did you say?
8 carries, 53 yards.
That bothers me way more than Derrick Henry's 70 whatever yards. Holding Derrick Henry to 70 something yards, actually pretty good, I think. He was
Henry's long was 10. Huntley's was 29.
Yeah, so okay, there's a big problem right there, and I do not know what Caleb Williams has to do with that exactly.
Well, because he's the quarterback, and the quarterbacks are on the field together. This is why it's so stupid.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's why I think it's ridiculous to say that's why the Bears lost. Did he do enough to elevate against the whole team against things like that, and still the more pre-snap penalties that and we should talk about this about Ben basically washing his hands and saying, "Hey, we've done our job. It's on these guys to start being responsible for their own mistakes." So that I thought that was interesting this week as
Yeah,
well.
there's the Bears week that was coming up. Yeah, for sure.
But we should be
I think
smart.
Caleb made. Go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
was gonna
Finish
say
your thought.
there are people that I expected to be smarter than just blaming the quarterback for losses. And real
So
quick, just
I did not expect them to be smarter. No, go ahead.
okay. Well, I expected someone like Lawrence Holmes on the score to be smarter, and he's not. I don't know if he.
He's been horrible for like 4 years.
Okay, I didn't notice it then, or at least I was blinded to it because he didn't see it. He seemed to be more in the mold of Bernstein or Boers, and more of a critical
He
thinker when it
wants to
comes to.
be, but he's not.
Yeah, that's a good way. I guess you're right.
That's why when he would argue with Parkins, he got trounced and would get so mad at Parkins
That's
because
true.
Parkins had data and better argumentation.
Yeah, and
But I digress.
yeah,
The main thing from this game is the Bears lost because the red zone offense on the first two drives could have put the game away and didn't. I'm
yes.
so sick of their crappy red zone offense.
That's
That's a big deal.
yeah. That's
Caleb is a part of that. Ben's a part of that. The line, everybody's a part of that on the offense. The next biggest reason they lost, in my mind, was the defense's inability to get a stop or put the Ravens behind the sticks. Take your pick. It was 4 yards here, 2 yards there, 4 yards, first down. 6 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, first down. Just over and over again, death by a thousand paper cuts, which the box score bears out.
it,
They
it,
averaged 5 yards a carry. They only had 186 yards passing, Baltimore. They didn't give up big chunk plays other than a couple, like the scramble and one other run,
mhm.
and then one 30-yard pass to Bateman. They just never got any kind of impact play out of the defense, and that's been what they've been feasting on in the 4 game winning streak before. We talk a lot about being leery of that. At least I think it's playing with fire because turnovers are often a combo of luck or skill. At least some of them are luck, some of them are skill, and you didn't get any. And that's why I want a consistent pass rush because that is more reliable and can create turnovers, but they don't have one. And the third reason is the worst play of Caleb's career was that interception.
Mm.
It's either that or that hilarious 15-yard sack in the overtime game against the Vikings last year would be my two picks for his worst individual plays. But I thought otherwise he played pretty well. And people were losing their minds in the moment. I'm like, he's got 280 yards by the end of the game. But the interception was terrible. It was
It was.
late, behind him, forced, bad part of the field. It was really bad. It's the worst play of his career, like I said, in the running at least.
Wow.
And then number four, I would say, is special teams, which continue to be a major problem in terms of coverage.
Oh yeah.
But specifically, I think there's a really key moment in the game when Torrey Taylor had probably the best punt of his career. Dead on the two is beautiful. And we got called for an illegal procedure, lined up too far back. Repunt it, they get the ball in the 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the Huntley offense and the way they were dinking and dunking, you're probably getting the ball back at midfield if you don't make that mistake, which bleeds into the other big problem this team has, the penalties.
Huge problem.
Worst worst in the league by number, I think second worst by yards, something like that. They're in the bottom two for both categories. They have yet to receive any yardage from a pass interference, so that's a fun one. How is that possible?
Wow.
They are extraordinarily sloppy, and that brings me to your thing about Ben.
Yes.
Put it on the players. What do you think?
What do
You
I
like that
think?
or not? Yeah.
At this point, I do because we're 8 weeks in. Uh, he's
Yeah, we're
clearly
7 games. This is the eighth week. Yeah.
8 weeks. Well, if you count the bye. Uh,
About to be. Yeah, yeah. Sure. Yeah, fair enough.
so clearly that's been something that's been talked about over and over and over again, but the same things keep happening. So yeah, should he have done it like that? I have mixed feelings. I mostly like it. I think he's right that it is the players because it's usually the same suspects, that are it's either a tight end or
Why are the tight ends
And
offsides or jumping early so often?
I don't know.
Is it cadence? I'm so sick of hearing about cadence.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't
I
know
mean, that's a Caleb thing to some degree if it's cadence,
if
but
this
they're
team's
just so
getting
sloppy.
deflused in some way, but yeah,
I,
it's
I mean, what else is the coach supposed to do besides emphasize the rules and constantly go over it in practice? At some
yep.
point, the players just have to do better with it. And there are things to blame coaches for. I don't know. I've always thought penalties was kind of a mix, but this is getting to be ridiculous.
May I draw an analogy from my music world? So I'm a band director, right? Working with the band, rehearsing. Every once in a while, there comes a point where, let's say, the trombones are still struggling with the same part, and I say, guys, I mean, at some point, you just got to go in the practice room and work this out, and not just work on it here in rehearsal because it's not ready to be fit into the whole group at this point. You still have your own little work to do. So that, for me, as a leader of a multi-person music ensemble, I can understand Ben saying, "Hey, look, there's only so much I can do after a certain point, and the accountability has to go on the individuals themselves to do what they need to do in order for it to eventually be beneficial for the whole group." My
So
analogy.
what I'm hearing is Chris Teichler wants to be the head coach
That's right, my friend.
and is ready,
Go deep.
ready to do it.
Yeah.
I think of all the former players this week who basically had Ben's back on that. Now, I am also the guy who sits here and says occasionally some of the former players are terrible at this. Just because you played doesn't mean you're good at analyzing. However, when you get a fairly strong consensus from the former players, I think we'd be fools to dismiss it. Right? I don't care what LaShawn McCoy says. He's a dreadfully bad
Oh,
analyst. Same
he's
with Ryan Clark. But I care what Kurt Warner says. I care what Olin Kreutz says to a point. I care what I don't know about Lance Briggs. Depends on the week. It's like hard to think of some of the other ones off the top of my head now that came out and defended it. Matt Forte defended it. There's a lot of guys who are pretty respectable, seem like intelligent former players who are saying, yeah, the players got to do that. But it's really clear that it derails the season. I don't think it's hyperbole to point that out because they have so many drive killing penalties,
yep,
especially in the red zone.
yep,
It's like if they can clean this up, how many more points will they score? Will it look better? And then will we all go, "Oh, Caleb's good." I mean, like how much of the Caleb narrative is Caleb and how much of it is still context and circumstance? And I'm sick of saying that about a Bears quarterback.
yeah,
I need Ben to trust him in the red zone more, and I need Caleb to be more accurate. That's pretty much all I'm looking for now.
sure,
I disagree with Ben about. I know every coach is this way. I get it. Whole like we're trying to win this year. You should be developing the quarterback. I know every coach wants to win. We all want to win watching the game. If winning right now means we're going to turtle up and be a bunch of cowards in the red zone like the last several morons that have ran this team's offense, then I don't want anything to do with it. Throw the frickin' ball into the frickin' end zone once in a while.
mm,
I will die on this hill.
yeah,
And I love Ben Johnson otherwise, but stop it with the 17 runs, 5 passes in the red zone crap and telling me you're developing the quarterback. Get out of here. Throw the frickin' ball.
all right,
You don't trust Theo? Maybe you don't trust Theo. I get that. He
yeah,
looked horrible again in the first half. Was better in the second. Fine, but you guys cannot operate like the previous coaches and keep my undying love. I'm gonna get irritated. I'm irritated already, and I still think Ben is gonna be great. And I think their chunk plays are awesome. I think guys are running wide open often. They lead the league in explosive plays.
yeah.
They fixed the running game over the bye. There's so much that's refreshing, but stop it with the same old red zone crap. I'm begging you. Be aggressive. I don't care if there's the occasional mistake.
Yeah,
You
right.
cannot win when you're up 6-0. How many games have we watched the Bears go up 6-0 and go, boy, that 6 instead of 10 and 14 is going to bite us?
Yeah, and it does. Yeah, and even when they have scored in the red zone, a penalty negates it. Even if one of
Yeah,
them
they're
is
wrong. I
really
mean,
the point.
sometimes they're bogus calls. So Ben's hands are tied on the penalties in some ways. I get
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
But we can't operate from that point of fear.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
It's getting on my nerves watching red zone trip after red zone trip, not even sometimes attempt to throw it past the end zone
Yeah,
line, the goal line into the end zone. It's like, man, that was more so the Saints game, but please just be who you were hired to be. Be the aggressor who tries to get touchdowns. And I feel like we're a little off track on that. And to me, that's the biggest reason they lost is the red zone offense. I'm sorry for the ranting, but
no, go for it. That's beautiful. That's.
don't head down this path, man. Please don't.
I wonder how much.
And
Um, no, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Getza used to do this. Remember with Fields, they'd get to the 30 or so and then die on a vine,
Yeah,
just shrivel up and keel over and miss a field goal.
yeah.
Part of that was Fields, obviously, too, but stay aggressive.
And then
That's all.
Fields drops what 39 points on. Oh, I forget who it was now, but the Jets get their first win. Right after it was
The
bench.
Bengals,
He's bad. He's terrible. Oh, it's the
the
Bengals. Yeah,
team we're about to play. Yep.
yeah.
All right, we'll preview the Bengals in a minute. Let's talk media real quick.
Before we get there, hold on. I do
Okay.
wonder, was Luther Burden supposed to have a bigger role in the game against Baltimore? He got concussed on the opening kickoff, I believe,
Yeah, I don't know.
and
They
that
aren't using these rookies much. That's another frustration for sure.
and the reason I bring that up is we heard over and over and over again when the Bears beat the Cowboys, it was it's because Lamb got hurt and that threw off their whole game plan and yeah, Dak looked pretty bad that game against the Bears, but
This is
he's
their worst game offensively by far.
yeah, yeah, by far.
I mean, the
So
Cowboys' offense is killing people.
it makes you wonder: was Burton supposed to have more of a?
I
I don't
mean,
know. I'm just
has he
speculating.
ever had a big role? I kind of doubt it because they haven't done it yet.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah,
They
but
got to get more out of these rookies. I don't know what the deal with that is, but
yeah, and DJ's doing
more on
good.
that later.
DJ Moore, he and Caleb just don't click for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, that throw in the end zone, Ben basically said they both got to be better, but DJ is probably supposed to keep running.
Yeah, it looked like
I mean, he
Caleb.
sits behind the linebacker, like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
It could make that throw though. You could layer that throw. I think Caleb's got to work on his accuracy, and he doesn't have to throw everything 800 miles an hour.
yeah.
But
Okay.
that doesn't excuse all of it. There's just a lot to be frustrated with in the red zone, and the
And it's snowball.
communication is a part of it. And then the penalties, running it way more because it looks like you don't trust stuff, and then I just don't want to see any of that crap. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But Caleb looks really good in the scripted plays.
Hmm.
I mean, the deep ball to DJ was comically amazing, where he's like got a guy hanging all over him, and they still complete it with DJ the tip catch. I mean, it was a filthy play by both of them.
It's like
And you're like,
Jordan
I
Love.
can still see it. I can still see it's there. I can still see crazy arm talent.
Okay, media, you say?
Well, I just was blown away by a couple things this week. The number one dumbest thing. I keep using hyperbole today. I guess I'm fired up.
Okay, we'll call it hyper.
Lawrence Holmes mocked pod friend Alex for watching the all 22 guys that review that stuff that I reference all the time and saying that he felt better. So it's not a stretch to say, therefore, that Lawrence is basically mocking the idea that you want to watch the film to feel better about the game you just watched.
I see no other way
Lawrence,
to interpret
film watching is like the bedrock of coaching at every single level of this sport.
that. Yeah,
Poo-pooing film watching is one of the dumbest football thoughts you will ever hear anywhere. This is sheer stupidity or arrogance. And I was just like, when Nate sent the clip and I listened, I was like, he's making fun of him for watching film
yeah,
and not just going with his gut reaction in the emotional moment. Like, no coach anywhere in the country with a job from junior high through the pros is going to say, no, we don't watch film. This is crazy, guys. Don't listen to people that are this dumb about this sport.
right.
Like, as a serious voice, as like, don't take their opinions and run with them. That's just crazy. It's just crazy.
And he's been this bad for 4 years, you say?
Roughly. I don't know. We got to ask the score historian, Nate,
Oh
about
yeah,
this. But then Johns, who's usually pretty measured, is trying to make this point about when it started clicking in Ben Johnson's offense for Jared Goff. It was halfway through the first year. And he was like, and Goff had all this experience in the league, had been to a Super Bowl, and he didn't seem to recognize how dumb this was because he's been highly critical of Caleb now. And Hoag's like, well, but that works against your point because
Mm-hmm.
Goff took a while and he had all this experience. I was just like, we cannot be this dumb, Adam Johns. I know you're not. What is it about the Bears quarterbacks that turns otherwise intelligent people into temporary morons?
That's a great
Like,
question.
that's so illogical. You're like, the Bears QB situation has broken your brain for the moment.
30 years it's
It's
been
so
like
dumb. I
that. Yeah,
just,
30 years. I don't know. I think Cutler put it into overdrive, but it was still like the early seeds of it were in the I think 99
Orton
2000.
Grossman.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
Grossman
go back
Orton.
further.
Yes, yes. Maybe that was even bigger than Cutler and whoever the backup was. But also, like, is it going to be Shane Matthews, Jim Miller, or Kid McNown? That's when I first started hearing about these quarterback camps that fans get into. And yeah, Grossman Orton, that's probably the biggest one. Yeah, you're right. Because there are still people to this day that say the Bears win the Super Bowl if Kyle Orton plays. And I'm thinking, you don't get to the Super Bowl if Kyle Orton plays. And I'm not saying Rex was a great quarterback, but he won those two games for you leading into the Super Bowl, those two playoff games. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because like he was so bad in the Super Bowl, you might have won it with Orton, but Grossman had two good games before it. So are you there? Yeah, it's like weird one of those. Both things could be true.
Yep. Bears defense gave up 400 yards in the Super Bowl too, but we won't have to.
Yeah, but we won't talk about that. They win that with Tommy Harris. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's what
if
cost
Tommy
them.
Harris and Mike Brown are healthy, they win Super Bowl 41. No.
Hang on. You mean if Tommy Harris and Kyler Gordon are healthy? Wait, no. Is it Mike Brown or Kyler Gordon? I can't remember now because they're both the guys in the secondary who are awesome when they play and never play.
That's another thing
So,
about Sunday. Yeah, your three best defensive backs out. That hurts.
yeah, it does. But that's why
Thanks,
the front
Caleb. Well,
four
too.
and the front seven to some degree needed to play better, and they didn't. All I'm saying is I don't want the QB to take all the heat when he wasn't playing defense and the defense stunk too. And I know they were limited by injuries, but they lost that game up front, not in the secondary. It wasn't like they were running free for 50-yard touchdowns on backup corners. McLeod's terrible. They already replaced him. They signed CJ Garner Johnson.
Yeah.
But that game was there to win, and it got away from him after the int. Right? It was like I said, the worst play of Caleb's career. I'm not above criticizing him, and for all that is good and holy, it wasn't Huntley didn't outplay him. Like that's just such lazy analysis. It just tells me you don't know anything about the sport, and all you can do is talk quarterbacks when that's your headline and your talking point. And the good analysts all week are like, Caleb was fine. He could have played better. He didn't play bad. And the score heads and the different Chicago guys are like, Caleb was horrible. Why is he the guy? It's like, you're just riling us all up. I see it.
And it worked
Another
to an
one.
extent because Bob wants he wants Bajent in there. I was like, oh Bob, no, please don't go there, Bob. All right, sorry, go ahead.
But Bajent's dad to play left tackle?
Yeah,
What do you mean, Bajent in there?
that,
No, the other one I was
that's
going to
Bajent.
say, I'm going to pick on Johns twice.
Fine.
He said at one point, because I was with him on the beginning of this, right? If those 6 points are 14, it feels different. And I'm like, yeah, totally. That's the biggest issue.
Yep.
And then he goes, and I'm not writing a column comparing Caleb Williams to Drake May. And I'm like,
What?
what? You're two drives are you're gonna do a whole bit about the draft class quarterbacks because two drives ended in field goals instead. Does that not alarm anyone else about how completely ridiculous the process is for journalism now?
Yeah.
That's absurd. It's just absurd. You can write that story because Drake May is an MVP candidate, looks amazing and all that. But to say that you wouldn't have bothered had those been touchdowns is just proof you're just trolling.
Yeah.
What is that? Am I crazy?
No, no. Yeah. Last year it was all Jaden Daniels, but now that he came back to earth a little bit and is hurt and is probably going to be hurt a lot going forward in his career because of his size. I guess they had to shift to another quarterback. At some point, it's going to be
Well, Drake May's playing better than Daniels ever played from a
yes,
statistical standpoint, and
yes,
he's hitting
without
big boy
without
NFL
question,
throws left and right.
without
No, I am
question.
not hating on Drake May. He was my second
No,
favorite QB in that class. I love his game.
yeah,
And
I
you can question why the Bears didn't take a better look at him. You can do all that. But he said if those drives aren't field goals, he wouldn't have been talking about Drake May in his column. And I'm like, that's just totally stupid. All right. I'm
stretching a
tired
lot.
of being mad about all this.
Well, if I may, I was thinking
It's
about
just so
this.
dumb, man.
Like I remember thinking, I don't know how much we talked about it back before that draft, but I remember thinking watching the limited college games of the two of them that I thought Drake May was the better passer, but Caleb was the better playmaker and athlete. And the everybody wanted that. Everybody wanted Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. That's the quarterback mold of the future that you want. So, yeah, Caleb Williams looks more like that than Drake May does. So, fine, yeah, draft Caleb. I agree with it. I'm with it 100%. But I thought Drake May would be good, and that's okay. You can have more than one good quarterback in every draft. It makes me wonder if we could go back to 1984 when Dan Marino threw for 5,000 yards, the first quarterback to ever throw for 5,000 yards, goes to a Super Bowl. Like the Dolphins were 14-2, ran through the AFC, and then hit the buzzsaw of the 15-1 Joe Montana 49ers and lost the Super Bowl. Were there people and media in Denver at the time thinking, we drafted the wrong guy? This Elway guy
Maybe.
sucks. We should have drafted. I mean, you
I don't
don't
know. One of
hear
the
anything
problems
about
is
that. You know?
certainly the current culture and the hot takes and everything
Yeah,
feed
I
into
didn't
it. I mean,
think,
Colin Coward changes his mind
oh
every
my
week,
gosh.
and nobody calls him out for it because it's all just a shtick. I mean, it's brutal stuff. So please,
Yeah.
everyone, go find the good, smart, genuine analysts and give them your attention, not the ones being sensational. All
Better
right, we
educated.
are recording this for once after the injury reports are out. We can
Hey,
now talk Bears Bengals, and we have it.
hit me.
Out for the Bears, Luther Burden,
Yeah.
Roshan Johnson.
Oh,
This guy's even more glass than Gordon.
Mr. Glass.
Dominique Robinson, sneaky solid year for Dom Rob, so hopefully he comes back soon. And the big one, DeAndre Swift.
Oh, out. Interesting. He looked a little
That
gimpy.
news is like an hour or two old. He's been on the injury report the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ben had said earlier that at some point they might just have to give him a week to get him all the way back right, and they're going to go ahead and do it now.
Okay.
They are facing the league's worst rush defense.
Good timing
It's
for
a
that.
good week to do it, actually, I would say.
So,
But
yeah, go ahead.
that's it. So then you go Grady Jarrett didn't practice. I think he's playing because it was just a rest. Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Tyreek Stevenson. Boy, we missed you, 29. I need a little bit more before I can quit the gimmick, but we did miss you. Joe Tooney and Alameda Zacchaeus are all full,
Okay.
and Amin Agbangbamiga is questionable.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did you
And
say
I would
Gordon in
assume
there somewhere?
Austin. Who?
Did you say Gordon in there somewhere?
No, I'm just making fun of him for perpetually being injured. He's still
Oh,
on IR.
he is.
He's
Oh,
just on
okay.
IR. He's out.
Oh, okay.
And I would assume Austin Booker will make his season debut.
Yeah, show us what you got. We could use it. Could use a spark at end.
Absolutely. The Bengals have Trey Hendrickson as doubtful
Oh,
in street close today, so that definitely is trending towards their best defensive player
yeah.
not playing.
Right. Right.
And Joe Flacco questionable. They also elevated the QB off the practice squad. It is apparently another week where we're left wondering if the quote unquote starter is playing.
Okay.
But that's your update as far as Bengals that I know enough to care about. There's probably more, but that's good enough. So, as we look at this game, this is a game the Bears need to win if they want to have serious playoff aspirations.
Yes.
I would maintain the main thing about this season is knowing you have the QB and coach and that the pairing is good.
Mhm.
So, I'm not as worked up about wins. So, if they lost a shootout, I could live with it. But Your offense needs to feast against a defense this bad. No getting around it.
Yep, agreed.
The Bengals defense is 29th against the pass, dead last against the run, dead last points allowed.
Okay.
Everybody else hits 31.6 against them.
Okay.
Their offense is 29th overall, 22nd run, 31st, or sorry, 22nd in the pass, 31st in the run. This is a really bad team by the numbers, by the way. Until you look at Jamar Chase and you're like, holy cow, he's got 70 catches already. What?
He's their player.
Joe Flacco's like, I just am going to throw it to him, and then we'll see how it goes.
There's nothing wrong with that strategy.
Legitimately funny.
You know.
Meanwhile, the Bears, 11th in passing yards, 10th in rushing yards a game, 15th in points. So that's either basically a fringe top 10 in yards and then middle of the pack in points. I'm telling you, it's the red zone that's the problem.
Yeah.
And defensively, 25th overall, 13th versus the pass, 27th versus the run.
Yeah.
They're very bad against the run again.
Yep.
Through 7 games. You look at this game and you say it should be a shootout. And the NFL loves to confound you when it looks like it should be one obvious thing. So I've got the Bengals 17-13 and we're
Oh,
all miserable.
oh
No,
no.
I'm kidding. I think I'm going to pick the Bears, but I think it's going to be wacky. Like I think the Bears are going to win like 29-24
Okay.
and you're like, "Why didn't we hit 30?" Because they kicked too many field goals. And then you go, "Wow, they had a billion yards and 5 or 6 scoring drives," and you're wondering why it still doesn't feel better and you still win the game. But I would feel a lot better if the secondary was at all healthy. And I don't know if CJ Gardner Johnson is the answer. But I know Nick McLeod isn't. So sure, try CJ.
Yeah. All
All
right.
time Bears fans hate guy, and now he's a Bear.
Mm. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Um.
It's because the Dennis Allen connection. That's what they're doing.
Oh
He's
yeah,
going to
sure.
play
Yeah. And
nickel for Dennis Allen, and he has 3 years with Dennis Allen. We should have mentioned this earlier.
smart
All
guy.
right, what's your prediction for this Bengals Bears crap that we're going to watch in a couple days?
I'm gonna
I mean,
show.
exciting football game.
I'm gonna show a little faith in the beloved, and a slight bounce back
Of
against this
course
horrible
you are.
defensive team. I'm gonna say Bears 31 and Bengals
Right at the Bengals
23.
average.
Huh?
Okay.
What'd
Yeah,
you
you
think?
got it right at the Bengals allowed average.
That's why I picked it. Yeah,
By the way, road favorites. Bears favored by 2.5 on the
two and a
road
half.
here.
Yeah,
So
which basically means 5.5, right? Because home team usually gets a
it's
3.
almost 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So,
All right. I don't have a whole lot else to say about this game because some of it seems painfully obvious.
okay.
You're going to have to score some because their receivers are going to get some against your banged up secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the kind of game where I think you could look at it and go, man, the quarterback should have elevated the team
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
their defense is so bad. Whereas Baltimore, I know the numbers weren't great, but that's because most of their defense was hurt when they played the Lions, Chiefs, and Bills. Good luck with that.
That's
By
gonna.
the way, that team's going to win the division. They're going to beat Pittsburgh twice and win the division with a 10-7 or 11-6 record.
Yep.
So
I think so.
that you got the better version of the Ravens defense moving forward that everybody's going to get. And how'd that go for Miami last night?
Ooh, ooh, that Miami thing is not looking so good. Yeah.
Not so much. Okay, our next game, the whole division is playing at noon.
Ooh.
So get that red zone up on a second screen, everybody. The Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. Detroit favored by 8.5.
Not enough.
Yeah, for real. The corpse of Carson Wentz has been mercifully placed on IR for the rest of the year after the super nice guy that everybody loves, Kevin O'Connell, tried to get him killed.
Yeah, for real.
And we are going to have the Warrior back behind center, JJ McCarthy, actual Viking.
Okay. Yeah,
Because
that's
everyone
gonna.
who's been listening regularly knows I find him super annoying, and there's absolutely no way I'm picking the Vikings in this game.
This will be the first time J.J. McCarthy plays Aiden Hutchinson, former college buddies, right?
That's right.
College teammates. I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna end
Just
well.
recently got paid.
Yep.
Hayden Hutchinson. Heyo.
I get it, Peyton. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, caught him mid-drink, everyone. Yeah, the Lions are really good. The Vikings are really bad, and the Lions are at home, and I think this is going to be a beatdown, and so does probably the rest of the country. You know those pictures that show you the experts' picks in the panel on
Yes.
CBS or wherever, especially the one that's like the 12 of them?
Yeah.
This one for the CBS one, I think it was CBS, was all Lions.
Ah, right.
And it was one of the couple games where it was unanimous. The next game is also one where it was unanimous. Carolina at Green Bay. I assume you're picking the Lions. Sorry.
Oh, yes, I'm picking the Lions. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Carolina, sneaky 4-4. Carolina Panthers
Yeah,
at the Green Bay Packers. Green
that
Bay favored by 13 and a half.
not enough. um, yeah,
Go get him, Bryce.
I don't.
Good luck, little buddy. It's
Yeah,
like I want him to win, but that ain't happening.
that is not happening. Not in Lambeau. Yeah. So
That
yeah,
would be such a letdown by the Packers defense that it's. I mean, I could see it being closer than anybody thinks. You could argue that 2 touchdowns is
yeah,
automatically pick the underdog, I guess, because it's
they
like
covered. Yeah,
a
that
crazy spread.
wouldn't surprise
But
me.
winning outright, no way. And I will say this too. I saw this nugget. This has been the year of the beatdown. Like the big time favorites are winning like most of the time by the spread. Like last week they were like 11-2, the favorites. So the
Yeah,
NFL loves its parity, but the beatdowns are still there. Okay, couple more games to hit here. I gotta say the afternoon slate has one game and doesn't look great otherwise. Before I do that game, we don't need to pick this one, but would you believe that Carolina at Green Bay is not the biggest spread of the week
really.
on my CBS Sports app? So maybe it's different elsewhere, but the spread they're quoting is the Rams favored by 14 over the Saints.
Oh my.
That is not the late game I am referring to that we should pick. Nope,
Okay.
it's the old standby, old faithful ratings drawer. The fighting Mahomes versus the mighty Josh Allens.
Yep.
I mean, Chiefs versus the Bills. I love this matchup. It's fun. They throw haymakers. The games usually are close. They played one of the all-time great playoff games of all time a few years ago. Lately, the Bills, I think, have won the last two regular season meetings, and of course, they've never won the playoff
I was gonna
matchup.
say.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and predict that exact same thing this year.
Yep. Yep. Those are the two key words are regular season. Yep. For the Bills, unfortunately, I
And
expect
wake me
that
up when that guy out coaches Reed in a definitive manner, especially in the playoffs. Because I think
too.
every time push comes to shove, Reed gets it done, Mahomes gets it done, and I could see the Bills winning the game this week, though.
Mm, I and
Another game that's an interesting matchup. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say you cannot beat the Chiefs in a shootout. You got to do like what Philly did and get after them, beat them up. Isn't it
Basically,
amazing?
that's what the Bucks did too a
Yep.
few years
Yep.
before that.
Isn't it amazing how the greatest quarterbacks can look bad when there's a consistent pass rush? Even the greats.
So two teams that are capable of that are playing each other.
Okay.
Only one of them doesn't have an offense that's very consistent. You have Denver at Houston. Those are two loaded defenses.
Wow.
Denver could knock off the Chiefs in a weird game just because their lines are so stinking good. I'm not saying I'd put any money on it or anything, but that those lines are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the Colts. The Colts O line is so good, but I don't know if their D line's up to it. But Denver could get after the Chiefs enough to maybe upset them. That said, I'm still probably picking the Chiefs when the playoffs roll around. But Denver at Houston is a pretty fun defensive matchup
Mm-hmm.
for us old school Bears types.
That's
So
right.
I'm kind of sick of those kind of games. It's on at noon though, so we're never going to be able to watch it. But ultimately, Denver just seems so much more complete than Houston. Houston's offense is riding a roller coaster.
Yes, they
So I'll
are.
take the
Even
Broncos there,
though
but that's an interesting matchup.
probably too, it was probably premature to put Stroud in Canton after his rookie year. My fault. I'm
Probably.
sorry. Yeah.
All right, last game for you here because I don't think the Monday one's all that great. Arizona Dallas. Bleh.
Blah.
Sunday night's kind of a fun matchup if you're paying attention to the Seahawks, who are really really cooking quite. Like Darnold's up to his old tricks
Yes.
from last year.
Yes.
Wonder if the slipper will fall off at the end of the year like it did Remember his last two games were terrible, and then his
Oh yeah.
playoff game was terrible.
Oh yes. I
But
do.
right now they're 5-2, heading to Washington. So I think that's kind of a fun,
And they're
actual,
favored.
kind of sneaky fun.
3-point
And
favorites
they're
in
favored
Washington.
by 3.
Hmm.
Remember when it used to be the West Coast team goes east and they're terrible? I think teams have like overcome that.
At least for
The
now.
reason I'm interested in this game though is because of the fact that if Washington loses, a team that I've said got by on some weird stuff last year, a lot of luck, some smoke and mirrors. If they lose, they're 3-6.
Hmm. Yep. Again,
And
another.
no Terry McLaurin is a big deal. They don't have an offense that stretches the field without him. I think Seattle beats them. I probably would have picked Washington if they were fully healthy. Daniels is back, but I'm still taking the Seahawks.
Yeah, I do too. I would do the same thing. I think some of I think the league has adjusted and adapted to Daniels to some extent. Seems like running is still his best threat, and not.
It's hard to say. He has a gorgeous deep ball, but he's missed so much time. I don't know. Like all the rest of the stuff they were doing last year, I don't know if we've got enough tape of it. Green Bay shut it down, that's for sure. They smoked them.
To an extent, the Bears
And
did.
beyond that, yeah.
Daniel's biggest threat was his legs against the Bears.
Yep, and we just saw Huntley do that, so maybe that's an issue the Bears have, period.
Mhm.
Hey, Flacco's a solid matchup if one of your problems is the mobile quarterback. Not to worry about that.
He's on a
So,
week in a
all right,
barrel.
well, I think you and I both picked the same winners in every single game. So, how's that for compelling podcasting, everyone?
Yay! Well, we can both be right. That's okay. You know.
Has that happened before?
Uh, sure. I, I don't.
Definitely no.
I just want to
Shut up,
be
Chris.
smarter. Stop, Chris. I just want to seem smarter and agree with you. That way it seems like I know more what I'm talking about.
That's how it works. Yeah, just run with it.
All right.
What real quick though,
Yeah.
we occasionally throw baseball in there. What a fun World Series this has
Oh
been.
my goodness, yes. Loving it. I thought I don't know if you did. I thought once the Dodgers won that 18 inning game that was it. They'd win the next two and that would be over. But man,
Man, them Jays are pesky.
oh those Blue Jays, eh? Taking out those hoser Dodgers, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a fondness for him because I got to go to the Sky Dome when I was 13. My dad's extended family is in the Toronto
Nice.
area.
Cool.
So I've always had a half passing interest in the Jays, not like actual favorite team or anything, but I am 100% rooting for them against the Dodgers, of course. It's
Absolutely.
also funny to me because remember who Otani almost signed with?
Was it
He
Toronto?
was like, it was, remember the Toronto thing? He had like the hat and all that whole thing.
I forgot.
And then it ended up being the Dodgers. It would be really funny if Toronto actually won one over him. I just think
Yeah.
that'd be a neat little story.
Yeah. Well, they
So,
got two chances
but
to win
Otani's
it all.
insane, just totally insane.
Yeah. And Otani. Oh yeah. To watch one of the greatest players of all time. It's a treat in Otani. It really is. Like
And
we're
I mean, when you consider that there's really only one other guy who's done the whole slugger plus
uh-huh,
great pitcher thing,
uh-huh.
pretty rare company already.
And not at the same time like Otani is. Like
I mean,
Ruth
he's
was
the
a
best player of all time at this point. Like,
mm-hmm.
assuming there's enough longevity, ultimately, he's also involved in a gambling scandal that we're all pretending didn't happen. But whatever. It's like, oh yeah, I was the translator. Sure.
I need a translator.
Did you get that one from Sammy Sosa, or who gave you that idea? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know English,
yeah. Oh
but
my.
phenomenal player. Go Jays.
Go Blue Jays. And Tabor, where I work, our mascot is the Blue Jays, so I feel like should root for the fellow mascot, that means nothing.
That's it. That does okay, but would if a school whose mascot was the Packers
Oh,
wanted to hire you and it was a great offer, would you be able to do it?
ooh, I'd have to think about it. I have
Because I'm having a hard time living in Gallatin because they do the generic Georgia Green Bay looking G
yeah, yeah.
for the high school, and the colors are green and yellow. It's a slightly different yellow, but You see the stickers on the cars in front of you, and you're like, oh wait, no, it's the high school.
Yeah,
It's hard.
there's
I
a
feel like
town
I'm in enemy territory. So
there's a town nearby here called Gossel, and they have a white Packer style G on a blue helmet. Yep, and it's like yeah, see that on the
but I even have the color scheme
yeah,
here.
that's rough. I thought I always if ever I went to Baylor back in the Texas days and seeing bears in blue and green and gold, that always was very disconcerting.
Yeah. Yep. We have a team here that's navy and orange though, down the road, the other high school,
Nice.
and they're the Buccaneers.
Huh.
And
Okay.
I'm like, oh, it's so close.
It is. Yep. Well, sir,
All right, take us out of here now that we're up
get
to
us
that
out of
as
here.
far as the content.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It's Halloween afternoon. Tonight, I'm taking my son to the theater to watch Back to the Future in the theater.
Nice.
For this weekend for the
Well,
4th.
I don't have a choice. I'm sure I am going trick-or-treating. Last year we had a Halloween party that some friends of ours at church did. They have this like huge Halloween party like every other year or something.
Yep.
It's not this year now. And Reagan, our 7-year-old, then 6, was determined to have. She wanted it for her birthday so that we could have it for Halloween, which is like 6 months later. It was like she planned this thing out. The little aliens that inflate and it looks like they're running off with a kid when the kid runs. So they're funny.
Okay.
So we did that, and then the rest of us dressed up in tuxedos with little silver pins to pretend to be Men in Black.
Ah, nice.
And we actually won funniest costume at this
Oh, that's
big party
cool.
for it.
Very cool.
So naturally, this year I'm not doing anything but walking around as a dad, because
That's right.
by golly, you got something out of me last year. I can't have them thinking this is going to be every year. This is very dangerous.
Yeah, especially because they're so young still, too. You know, you got a good decade plus left in this.
I gotta pace myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to pace yourself.
Yeah, all right. Oh, perfect, man! I missed him just for the pod. Do you think they could hire him to do the middle of the draft for
Oh my,
polls?
yeah, that'd be nice for the Bulls, the 4-0 Bulls. You mean?
No, like the middle of the draft, like higher
Oh,
pace to
instead
draft
of
for
Bulls. I thought you
polls.
said the Bulls. Never.
No, because polls is horrible. We
Yes.
need to talk about him sometime, but let's wait till the deadline and see if they do anything.
He's got an easy job though.
All right.
Fix both lines, then the team's good. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening. Happy Halloween. We'll talk to you sometime after the Bears Bengals game. Maybe a post game at night. We'll see how our schedules look. Otherwise, we'll check in next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bear down. Talk to you soon.
Now I need your help to get back to the year 1985.
Bears.
Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Dicka.
Dicka.
The Bears.
My Chicago Bears.
I love the Bears.